Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan McDonald.
And I'm Ty Press.
And we are once again without Trevor. We believe he is out for considerable time. We'll update you when we find updates, but right now, still can't bet.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just gonna be us. We're probably, like I said, if God forbid we cannot get Trevor back going forward, we are gonna try and push for having just like guest people to come on. I don't know if we're gonna replace Trevor just yet. That's something we gotta talk about still. But we are. If it's just gonna be me and Ryan, we probably will try to work in more guests and push for it a little more. But we'll see.
So maybe it works out for you guys. As always, make sure to subscribe to us at youtube.com/the Bell Ringers Pod. Put a like, subscribe, put notifications on, all that good stuff. And then follow us on our socials at Bell Ringers Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter down below. And then follow us or subscribe, whatever, on Spotify at Bell Ringers Pod and give us a review. All appreciated. Now, as we get going, I know we have the Game 5 for the World Series tonight. Yankees-Dodgers. Dodgers up 3-1. Game 5 in New York. I thought they were going to get swept last night, but the Dodgers actually ended up pulling through, put up 11 runs.
Yankees pulled through.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yankees pulled through. That's my bad. Some people are saying
there's no money in the sweep though, right? They got to milk this series out a little bit.
No, I know Rob Manfred wants the he was probably giddy about this matchup. This is definitely the most money they could get.
2-1 seeds.
Yeah, and the Yankees-Dodgers probably the two biggest markets.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying that a Yankees fan is the savior of New York.
What a highlight that was.
Yeah, a Yankees fan, Austin Capobianco, pulled the ball from Mookie Betts' hand, and some of the quotes he had after the game, I guess talking to ESPN reporters, the one was just, I patrol that wall and they know that. Just apparently everyone should just know that this dude is stationed there. I think he has season tickets, but everyone should know he's stationed there in his seat. No one can get at that wall.
They should have him in the film room when they're going to Yankee Stadium. He's going to be there, and you got to watch out for him.
He might need a Gold Glove award, to be honest, with that defense.
He's in the right. The guy's glove was over the fence. Technically, that's his area.
I get that, but I think the grabbing of it is where it went too far. Like you can I'm fine with you you reaching over trying to catch the ball yourself and maybe bumping the glove, but when you start to grab Mookie Betts' hand in his glove, that's where it's a little.
Even the dude next to him was holding him up hold on, so he could rip the glove out. Listen, we can't reach over the fence or else it's a violation. If he's gonna reach over, he's gotta defend the ball himself.
Another quote he had was something along the lines of he's like, yeah, no, we talk about this. We're talking one person goes for the ball, the other person plays defense. They knew what they were doing. They had this planned. But yeah, so they win last night. Freddie Freeman also now on a 6-game home run hitting streak in the World Series, dating back to 2021 when his Atlanta Braves beat the Houston Astros in 6 games. So he hit a home run in each of the final 2 games, and now he's hit a home run in each of the first 4 games of this World Series. Especially he didn't hit any home runs in the whole postseason, this postseason so far until that game 1.
You gotta get him to the big show, and he's gonna come out.
Yeah, started off with a bang with that walk-off grand slam. So
yeah, so Rye said Game 5 will be tonight.
Yep. Today's Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording this on Wednesday. We don't know obviously the results. I think the game's not gonna start for another hour or so, but. By the time we're filming the next episode and talking to you guys again, there will be a definite winner of the World Series. And
I was really hoping though that the series was going to go more like Game 1, where it was back and forth the whole time, and seeing that the second and third game was kind of boring. It was just all right, I want to see 7 games, it go back and forth. So I kind of do hope the Yankees can pull it out and win tonight again, and send it back to Game 6.
Send it back to LA, which is probably what they all want too.
Yeah. If I was a Dodgers fan, I might just rather. Unless I.
I wanted a sweep. I would have wanted a sweep. I would have wanted to win Game 5. You want to embarrass them as much as you possibly can. But at the same time, there is something to winning a World Series at home.
Oh yeah, unless I had tickets to the Game 6 game, then I'd probably be pulling just to have this game just end, because you don't want to just have that stress.
Alas, we didn't get to go to any damn fighting.
Yankees might need some help from Aaron Judge. He's terrible in the postseason so far. He's batting 152 with a 609 OPS, only 2 home runs in the whole postseason, and he only has 2 hits so far this World Series. Man's been struggling.
Not even did he earn the pinstripes? Honestly, people were asking.
Well,
Does he earn them?
some people are saying Giancarlo got his taken away after that terrible run from third base to home. But yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying it, but some people are.
word on the street is that he is.
Yeah.
All right, we can move over to our usual NFL Week 8 recap.
Mm-hmm.
And special news, we had our first 4-0. Lucky me.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Very happy about that. First one we had. Now I'm at 18-14. Won my favorite, Atlanta, -2.5. Not too bad. Atlanta won 31-26. My dog, Arizona, held out and beat the Dolphins. And then my over, Baltimore, Cleveland. I told you guys, Jameis Winston was here to play. And he put up the first time Cleveland's had over 20 points this whole season. And he beat the Baltimore Ravens 29-24, which was a surprise. I mean, that last drive was pretty funny because he hit like 2 or 3 great throws and then had one that should have been picked off.
Mm-hmm.
Just a terrible throw, but got dropped. And then leads him to a touchdown. And then my under, New Orleans at Chargers. This one never looked like it was going to go over. Finished 26-8 for a total of 34. Just easy hit.
I went 2-2. I bet with the Eagles once again at +2, and they dominated the Bengals. Didn't have a doubt. I will not be taking them again this week. I'm not going to jinx it that much, but they gave them a lot of points this week, so I was a little more nervous. But I got the Eagles +2. I got the over on the Arizona Cardinals and Dolphins game. 2 was back. They just barely lost to the Cardinals 28-27, and the over was 45.5, so that covered. I did lose because apparently Baker Mayfield doesn't need his 1 or his 2 wide receiver to put up points. They were able to put up 26 points against the Falcons. Falcons did end up winning with 31. So my under of 46 did not hit. Ryan warned me. The Texans and the Colts matchup. They couldn't cover the first time. They couldn't cover the second time. They managed to win both games, but just cannot cover the spread.
It was almost the same score, too.
Spread, but they gave them 5 points knowing that people were dogging on the Colts like me. Texans, even without Nico Collins, should have been able to do it. But, yes, the Texans did lose Stephon Diggs for the season.
And really, with how bad Anthony Richardson was playing, too, you really should have hit that. Like, he was 2 for 15 at one point, and I think one was a touchdown. That was terrible. And then, I mean, like you said with the Bucks, I got a little scared for a little while, thinking my Atlanta pick was gonna fail because like Tampa Bay was scoring points. I'm like, this is not supposed to be what's happening.
No, but I did not cover that one. So I went 2-2 this week. I don't know if I've gone 2-2 in a while. I'm really back and forth at 3-1 and 1-3. But
I'll tell you right now, 3-1, 1-3, 3-1, 1-3. You haven't gone 2-2 since week 3.
I said that, dude. I've been back and forth the whole time. I might as well have been going 2.
You've gone 2-2 twice, week 2 and week 3, and that's it. Every other one's been 1-3 or 3-1.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Yeah, I obviously go 2-2.
The wheel also 2-2. It lost its pick of Miami -3.5. 1 Chicago +1 the dog Washington +2.5, and it would have lost that if not for that late touchdown, which I mean just what an unbelievable play. I think his name was like Tariq Stevenson on Chicago, just taunting the fans, and then just he's the one that's supposed to cover Noah Brown on that play.
Honestly,
terrible play.
Biggest clown move of probably the season is going to go down as this guy literally taunting the fans, like you said, and then most likely being the person that was supposed to be covering the guy that ended up catching the ball, but instead he taunted the fans while the play's going on, sprints over to the ball, and is the one to tap it up.
Yeah.
It's and that hits it. He taps it up to the guy who ends up catching it down to win the game. Like, biggest clown move we're going to see. And I don't think I've ever seen a guy with his back to the play taunting.
No, not like that.
It was such a bad look for this guy. Like, I don't know how he recovered.
What's like the screen grab of like Bears fans pointing, like telling him, "Hey, the play's going on."
That was insane.
Yeah, so the wheel won that one barely, and it won its over Arizona and Miami, and then lost the under Tennessee at Detroit. I mean, that one was just a shit pumping. I mean, was a little upset with my Amon-Ra St. Brown play in fantasy, as Detroit puts up 52 points and a ton of the yards and or points are put up by these special teams. I think Golf had like 33 yards at halftime with like 28 points scored. All right, now we can move on to week 9 and our picks. Start out with some news as wide receiver Deontay Johnson of the Carolina Panthers is traded to the Baltimore Ravens along with a 6th-round pick in exchange for a 5th-round pick. I mean, that to me just, what's the point? You lose a 6th to get a 5th, and you lose a wide receiver. Like, I get they're not doing anything, but Deontay Johnson is a pretty good player. I feel like there's someone that would have paid them more.
Yeah. Like I said, you're really selling all your assets, and like for like kind of like you said, like for like you're not gonna get the same. Like he's a good wide receiver, you're not gonna get that same value. So like it's how long are you willing to wait for this to pay off? Like,
well, it's just also like the what you got back isn't worth it. Like it just like
right.
You lose a pick and you get one pick earlier, and like if that was like you give up like a 4th to get a 3rd, maybe like I consider it, but like a 6th to get a 5th, like that's just.
Yeah, I mean this is the kind of stuff that's like borderline other teams in the league getting pissed off, being like, "Yo, like you're not worth anything. Stop just giving your players away for fucking dog shit." And like you're boosting up teams that are actual contenders, and like it's just like selling like this guy's gonna back out of his damn keeper league in a fantasy league. Like he literally is just getting rid of all their assets, and they like doesn't have a care for the future. It's like, here, you want this fucking solid player? You take him. Give us nothing back.
This is probably like Baltimore's best wide receiver they've had in years. Because I mean, I think he's better than Zay Flowers, at least right now.
It's crazy.
And like they haven't had wide receivers in forever, so it's gonna be kind of cool to see Lamar Jackson actually have a wide receiver that can catch the ball. And they're gonna be, I mean, a pretty scary team now. I guess we'll probably hopefully see him in action this week as they play Denver. But we'll see. Up first, we have Thursday night, Houston at New York playing the Jets. Jets are somehow favored -1.5. Over under 42. I mean, I don't really think the Jets should be favored at all against anyone.
I don't think so either. I think they're giving a lot of love to, I guess the two main aspects I could think of is one, obviously the Jets are home. And 2, the Texans losing their now number 2 wide receiver and being limited to just Tank Dell.
Yeah.
But it's still like, and I guess like the Jets do have, I mean, the Houston's D-line's nasty.
Yeah.
So it's not like Houston doesn't have a bad defense.
And the Jets have, like, their defense has not played nearly as well this year. You just lost to the Patriots and you're 2-6.
Yeah. It's a lot to give them. Like I said, well, I mean, 1.5, and they say home field advantage is like around like a 2 to 3 point spread change. So, like, if this was a neutral site, I'm sure Houston probably would be the favorite. So,
yeah, I guess
it's just a close matchup. They're considering it, and like, and what's his name? Fuck, CJ Stroud hasn't been playing that great.
Yeah, like, I just think, I mean, Joe Mixon's been playing pretty well this year. I think they could just run the ball down. They could just run the ball down their throat and just sit on the ball.
Like I said, the main thing is Texans are winning games and the Jets are not, so it's that alone. I know both teams, like one team's banged up, the other team just isn't showing up. So it's like you have one team that maybe is getting more comfortable together, and the other team's losing guys.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, we'll see. Like this matchup could go differently on Thursday night, but
I think probably
we both took Texans players for our parlay. So
and I think I'd probably take the under as well, just because I think it's gonna have. I mean, maybe this is the year. This is the week that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams figure out again.
I've been saying that to people.
I know.
Pretty much every week this year, though.
I mean, I suck because like I have Devontae Adams in 2 leagues and 2 fantasy leagues, and I thought he was gonna really help me out. And like I think this is the week I'm gonna sit him, and I know this is the week he's gonna then go off. The week I sit him.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for him to show up and go off, but.
But as Ty mentioned, we're getting to our parlay. My pick is going to be Joe Mixon over 83.5 rushing yards, sitting at -115.
And I took Tank Dell. I think they had him at like 53 receiving yards, being how they're without their number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. I boosted it a little bit higher to 60. And combined, I think we're looking at plus 270 for the 2 picks.
Yep. So plus 270 parlay for Thursday night. There you go.
And listen, I know 2-pick parlay isn't exactly the most enticing thing in the world, but justifiably, we can't go up to 3 until we win 2, and it hasn't happened yet.
That, and I mean, it's you're still getting plus 270. I mean, like that's kind of
Yeah.
you get high up there in the legs and parlays and you lose them all. You lose off one leg on a 5-legger and it's a little frustrating. We're just giving you a nice easy 2-legger. Put 20
I'll tell
bucks
you though,
in, win
Ryan,
50. You're good to go.
this if we don't win this one, I think our new move going forward is we're a unders parlay podcast for Thursday parlays because the last like 3 Thursday games have been kind of dog shit, and all of our
Once it,
we pick for guys to do good, and then like the whole team plays like
once
like
I was
crap.
so mad last week with Justin Jefferson. I was
I
like,
hit last week, by the
yeah,
way, boys.
he hit. I hit. I didn't hit my Justin Jefferson anytime touchdown, which to me was so dumb because they was just back and back scoring.
Right, they gave it to everybody else on the team.
But they gave it to Justin Jefferson every part of the field except for the red zone. He got
Yeah.
like one red zone target, had the ball in the end zone and just dropped it. It's starting our Sunday slate. We got Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo's -6, and the over/under is 49.5 points. Tua did look better last week than I thought he did, or I thought he would. I didn't expect him to kind of get the offense rolling right away. But either way, I still think this Buffalo team is good enough. I mean, 6 might be a little much, but they were smoking them last game this season when Tua even was playing part of the game healthy. So I still might be on the Buffalo side here.
So you're getting another week of Tua getting comfortable again. You're getting another week of Amari Cooper getting in the system again. We went into this season not knowing really what Josh Allen would have at wide receiver. It's looking like Shakir and Keon Coleman are both solid options at wide receiver.
Yeah, but Shakir's
and now
been
the
doing real
addition
well.
of Amari Cooper, like he actually has solid weapons, and you have Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
James Cook is playing way better than anyone thought he was going to be playing. Like their offense is now looking at stats, looks like it's loaded with weapons. Shakir just balled out last week. Keon Coleman's been pretty consistent, and James Cook gets a touchdown almost every single week.
And
so they have weapons now. So
and the one thing I was like skeptical about this year was their defense. I thought with all the people they lost on the defense in the offseason, I thought they were going to struggle, and they've definitely performed way above my expectations. Yeah. I know you were kind of higher on the Bills. I mean, I think
I was the one guy that I was high on the Bills. And I said Josh Allen could have anybody.
I picked the completely wrong pick for the AFC East. I mean, like I said, my takes weren't necessarily against Josh Allen. It was more against the defense. I thought they were going to get blown out those games, but they've been playing pretty well. So I think I like the Buffalo side, and the over's kind of enticing for me as well.
I would agree with that too. I do like the over 49, and I probably think they can cover 6 too. Like I like 6. It's funny you brought this up a little bit ago, but like I want to go back and look at the clips of our like future picks.
Yeah,
and like bring them up. And I was like, the only thing that worries me is I know I was high on Buffalo, and I was correct on that. I'm afraid of because I don't remember exactly of just how high I was on the Jets. I'm worried I had them winning the AFC.
I think someone did have them winning going to the Super Bowl.
I might have put them in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. I got a little too.
You might be able to find that real quick. Let me see.
No, not right now.
Okay.
We'll maybe get people with our ugly picks.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I had the Jets or Dolphins winning the division, so clearly not working.
Yeah. But so I do agree, Bills, and I would be leaning over as well.
All right, what's the next game you got?
I got Denver Broncos at Baltimore. Ravens are -9 favorites, and the total points is 45.5.
Yeah, I don't have a pick here, but I mean Baltimore just got beat last week against Cleveland, but I think they're gonna kind of, I mean, they're getting that new wide receiver. They're gonna be kind of feisty this week.
I know, but Broncos are playing pretty damn good too.
I still am just so like
you're giving. I'm so on the fence. You're giving a 9-point spread to a team that's 5-2.
Yeah, but it's just I still look at the Broncos and see Bo Nix and be like that he shouldn't be doing that. But he's also been balling out.
Yeah, are they both 5-2 or are they both 6-2? Like,
let me see. I don't have the records.
I'm trying to pull the records, but I think they have equal records, like barring like the bye week difference.
No, they're both 5-3.
They're both 5-3.
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't have the bye then yet either.
And it's like, I mean, one of the Ravens' losses against Chiefs, who are the only undefeated team left, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't. So like, you have that. They lost to the Raiders, which was like a weird, like you could say a weird fluke one. I mean, I think this Cleveland one is just you get that new quarterback in there, someone that people actually like. I mean, Deshaun Watson with one of the funniest pregame speeches. I think he's like play for the name on the helmet. He goes, oh wait, we actually don't got no decals. Never mind.
I think this would be the ultimate, like, kind of like, I know it's not a trap pick because it's 9, but like I would lean like almost picking Broncos because like Broncos have been playing solid and their defense is disgusting. Like the Broncos defense does hold several teams to a lot less points than
Yeah,
like they'd be projected at. So if the Broncos can take advantage of the Baltimore's defense that hasn't looked great in I'd say the last 2 weeks, and the Broncos defense hold their own, which they have been doing,
yeah,
I can see this being contained at 9 points.
yeah. I mean, if Baltimore won last week, I would see that more. It's just I think they're going to come out a
They're
little
coming out a
angry.
lot heavier.
Yeah, they're just
I
going
can
to come
see
out
it.
a little angrier. But I mean, it is like I said, it is kind of a lot of points to give. I mean, to give the Broncos. But
Yeah, I
we'll
think
see.
it's one of the number one defenses.
Yeah.
So if I had to, I would lean Broncos on this. I think maybe even the under. 45 is low for the Ravens. Though.
That's me. Yeah, the Ravens I think are one of the higher over teams this year.
Yeah,
So,
they are, but the Broncos hold under a lot
yeah,
since they've been
yeah,
scoring points.
it is. It's kind of a weird mix. I don't know.
That's a close
Yeah.
one. All right, I do have a pick on this next game that you can
All
announce.
right, I got Washington -3.5 in New York against the Giants. Over under 43.5 points. What do you got?
I got the Commanders -3.5.
Should have guessed.
Is that? Do you have this as well, or
No.
Okay,
Mine's-
when I was making our picks before, and I'm like, I'm pretty confident me and you're gonna have the same pick here because I thought this looks like a gimme if anything.
Yeah, honestly, my only fear was just like how close the last game was, even though that was before Jaden Daniels actually started rolling.
Yeah, and oh, you mean like the last time they played each other?
Yeah.
Right, and I think the Giants I look progressively worse almost. I think, and
Yeah.
like they came out were playing better than I think a lot of people thought they would, and then they've kind of plummeted. I mean, we held them to 3, which our defense is, and like the Commanders' defense hasn't been looking too like the Commanders' defense showed out against the Bears in that matchup.
Yeah, it's so weird because like they look good against like bad. They look good against like good teams sometimes, and look bad against like bad teams.
I mean, didn't the Panthers like put up a shit ton of points on the Commanders?
No, they put up 7.
Then no. What am I thinking? I was thinking. I thought there was a bad offense that put up was toe to toe with the Commanders.
I think there is. Let me see if I can find it. Like that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I am taking Commanders -3.5 though. I don't like. Yes, they were close last time. I just don't see how the Giants can keep it close with this Commanders offense right now. The way they're rolling.
Maybe I'm kind of wrong because I mean they've only let up 37 to the Bucks in week 1, and they let up 33 against the Bengals in week 3. Other than that, they've kind of kept everyone
kind of low.
Yeah, other than when they lost to the Ravens.
My only concern is I think I did just see Brian Robinson may be questionable for this game.
Ooh.
Which that could hurt them. I mean, they do have Eckler, and I think I forget who McKinley. I think they still have as a running back.
Yeah, I'm still kind of surprised. I feel like they've underutilized Eckler this year.
I think Robinson's been playing well.
Yeah, I just feel like you could do like more like two running back sets and like have them like go out in the flat and stuff.
I had people question my Brian Robinson draft picks, and I was like, dude, let's not forget what Eckler looked like last year with the Chargers when he even when he got the ball, he did look slow and out of touch.
I liked the possibility of taking Brian Robinson this year. He just kind of I was hoping to get him where I thought I would, and he kept always going earlier than that.
Yeah. So I'm taking Commanders -3.5 here. I might even say under on this.
Let's see, what is it?
43.5.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that too, just because I think there's a chance to keep the Giants to, low scoring.
All right. Next game I have still in the 1:00 slates. I have Las Vegas Raiders at Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are 7-point favorites, and it's 46.5 total points.
Yep. Still no picks here.
No, me neither. I don't know. Like the Bengals are a weird team. Like out of all the teams with I believe 2-6 record.
Yeah, I mean they should be better than what the record is.
They are definitely the best of the worst teams.
Oh, they're 3-5.
3-5. Out of all the teams with that lousy of a record, they should be playing better. And I think they should have more wins. I think their defense just is getting obliterated very often in these games, and I don't think they're just not able to keep up with the scoring that the defense is letting up, which I think is holding them a lot.
I mean, they were without
in this case though. I don't think the Raiders have much to put up with.
No.
So it's 7. I don't know 7. It's even 7 even. I think you're gonna push.
I think if they get T. Higgins back this week, they should be able to cover that.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't have T. Higgins against us.
Don't hate the over because, like we said, Bengals defense can't really stop anyone. So I think.
Yeah, but who do the Raiders even have anymore?
No
besides
one.
Brock Bowers.
But it's still kind of a. I mean, it's not that low.
It's not that low.
I'm just thinking it could be like a 30-20 game.
I kind of want to say the under, and I still think I wouldn't take the Raiders, so I think I'd still be leaning Bengals -7.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams where it's like no matter how many points, I just don't feel comfortable taking.
Yeah,
and that's one of them's the Raiders. Next up, I have my first pick. I have Los Angeles Chargers -1.5 at Cleveland over under 43, and I'm riding with my guy Jameis Winston, famous Jameis. His last name begins with wins. He's gonna win this game against the Chargers at home. Chargers can't keep up. They play slow. They don't really score that well. Most of the games are going over.
Lad McConkey just had his emerging game last week. The dude balled out.
Jameis Winston's
Justin
back.
Herbert let it fly.
They got rid of Amari Cooper. Cedric Tilden stood up and said, "I'm balling out now."
They also just lost Elijah Moore.
Doesn't matter. They got Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman and David Njoku. We're all fine.
And Njoku has been a boss pickup for me. He's been going crazy.
And Nick Chubb's probably fully back. We're all good.
Yeah,
I think. They're
I mean, I'm not arguing with it. It's a pick'em game. Cleveland's coming off a hot win. So are the Chargers. So I think it's gonna be a lousy game, honestly, because Winston's not as good as he was last week. I
don't know.
If we're being honest, he is not consistent at all. I'm worried he could be on a roller coaster the rest of the season.
I think we might get this one game, and then the third game that he plays is the one that he dies.
So the game you pick him is still going to be on the upscale.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up. I'm going to try and pick on the upside or upscale. I'm going to try and sell at the top. And I'm selling after this week. I'm going to sell high to Jameis Winston after this week. That's my plan.
Like I said, it's a pick'em game. I'm going against, right? I'm not making my pick, but I think the Chargers are going to win this. 43 is tough. That's not a high score, but like I don't really trust either of these offenses.
I mean, I full trust in Jameis Winston.
Yeah, full trust in this Winston offense.
I should have worn my Browns jersey. Damn it.
Wait, don't you have
Johnny Manziel?
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
I'm gonna say Chargers, and I'll say over.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's over just because I think it. I mean, if I'm picking the Browns, I think they win it by Jameis just putting up a bunch of points. Yeah.
All right. So next I got Cowboys at Atlanta. Falcons are the favorite, 3 points, and the total points is 52. I am taking the Cowboys +3 here.
Oh.
I'm questioning myself a little bit. It's funny because I forgot I picked it. I was just about to start dogging. Can you believe it? The Cowboys are dogs to the Falcons. I don't know, because I can't imagine Dak has dropped off as massively as he just has not been playing well. And I mean, he did just face 49ers defense is a solid defense, so that is an excuse. Even though he's only targeting CD at this point. Do I think they're going to win? I think it's just going to be closer than obviously it was against the 49ers. The 49ers, as much as they're a shaky team, they're still a solid defense, and they got to Dak. I think they can keep it within 3. It's almost too good to be true for the Cowboys just to keep losing. I'm kind of taking this to fade just how happy I could possibly be with them being this bad.
I mean, I almost prefer when they're better and then they just get their hopes blown out in the playoffs. That's
I know.
This isn't as much fun.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it's hard to shit on somebody that's I know we suck right now.
That and the one I saw some stats where Dak when he's down by when he's in a close game within one score he's terrible, but when he's down by 2+ scores he's the best quarterback. It's okay, so you just when you're in garbage time and you're just letting the ball loose, you can throw the ball, but when you're in a close game you just crumble.
When you just heave the ball up with CD with no regard, sometimes he pulls it down. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of fading my happiness here. I'd be thrilled if Dallas just keeps losing, but I don't think that's the reality. I think they can somewhat turn it around.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with a happiness hedge. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, right. Why not? They could still lose this, and I still cover. And they're dogs. I'll take that.
I would probably take the Atlanta side on this.
Okay. Well, we'll see, right?
That over might be a little high for me, though. I don't know if I like 52.
The over, yeah, I think that's a little high as well. Especially with I think the Falcons, like I said, run the ball. I don't know. I think they can keep it under 52, but
yeah. I have a gross game in New England at Tennessee. Tennessee's -3.5, over under 38. I mean, Tennessee should never be favored in any sort of game. They're only favored because they're playing the Patriots. But at the same, Mason Rudolph played for the Titans last week. I mean, Calvin Ridley did pretty well, but I just
It's just it's too ugly of a game. It could go either way, and I just don't like. There's no right or wrong pick here. It's just ugliness. It's gonna
yeah
be an ugly game. It's gonna be an ugly turnout, and someone it's like a 50-50 shot. You're flipping a coin to see which team
yeah
doesn't play terrible.
yeah. And I mean, I'd probably lean Tennessee here, but I really wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know. Drake May has shown.
Was he
I
playing?
feel like I'd be more confident with Drake May than
Oh,
Rudolph.
yeah. I mean, if Drake May's
So
playing,
like,
I'd definitely probably take the Patriots.
yeah, but like I said, I'm not big. 38 is justifiably that's a fine total. This could be a. I would borderline take the under on
Yeah,
this.
I
It's
think I
so
would take
bad.
the under. Yeah, because I don't think either offense would be able to score that much.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, you want to take the last one on the 1 p.m. slate?
And I actually have a pick on it too, which is
Oh.
perfect. Last one I have for 1 o'clock is the Saints at Carolina. Saints are 7.5 favorites, and the total is 43.5. Do you have a pick, Ryan?
I do not.
Okay, well I do. I'm taking the under of 43.5 on this game. There's a chance Derek Carr comes back. I not 100%, which would obviously hurt my pick a little bit.
That would make that 7.5 make more sense then.
It would make 7.5 make more sense. But like I said, Carolina is just such a doo-doo franchise. I think they just got rid of their wide receiver. They might be getting Jonathan Brooks back this week, but if anything, all that does is make them lean on the run, which again eats clock, slows lower score overall. And just convinced myself here that like, I'm a little nervous with Derek Carr coming back, but even with Derek Carr, the Saints offense, we held them. Yeah, at 43.5. If Derek Carr is back, I probably would lean 7.5 for the Saints just because Panthers are just selling.
I mean, I still might lean that way even with Rattler, but I think that might be a lot for Spencer Rattler.
Rattler's been dog. I don't even think they're playing Rattler anymore. I'm pretty sure they benched Rattler last week.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm not saying I watched the game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Really, that's what I heard.
I picked that as an under, and I didn't really watch the game because of that reason. I was like, this is not going to score much. I really only saw the highlights of Lavin Conkey.
Well, you get the birds. Congratulations.
Yeah, Jacksonville. Doug Peterson's coming for his final nail in his coffin as he comes to Philly. Philly minus 7.5 point favorites. Over under 45.5 points. First game in the 4 or 5 slot. Once again, no picks because I refused to take any picks, but I really did think about taking minus 7.5. Also thought about taking the under until I realized we scored 37 and 28 the past 2 weeks, and I was like, maybe not the best idea.
Yeah.
It was more just because I think our defense is good enough to really limit the Jags offense. But I was more just scared of our offense just going nuts and just somehow going from 28 to 37 to then like 46 somehow. Like we just keep
it's hard betting
higher.
the total points for the Eagles because they have been putting up a lot of points, but also holding defenses or holding the other team to not scoring a lot.
And I don't always like taking the under in the Eagles games because I don't want to ever root for them to not score.
I don't have any picks for this game either. I took a week off from betting the Eagles just because. The two lines that we got the last 2 weeks I thought were crazy. Yeah. I think it was like the Giants were. I think we were minus 2.5 against the Giants.
Yeah,
and then we were +2 against the Bengals. I'm like, that's like you can't disrespect us and expect me not to take it. 7.5, we're getting a lot more respect on our name, and I'm just leaning a little bit. Like I know we've been balling out, but over a touchdown is a lot.
But maybe if we do this and we just keep rolling, I think I'm back on soupy mode. I'm talking about Super Bowl again. Getting excited.
I would if I had to pick one. Like I said, I don't trust it enough for my picks, but I probably would say Eagles still.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree. I think 40. I would probably go under on this just because our defense is locking people down right now, and I don't know if I believe that Trevor Lawrence can get past the Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell combination. And we're blitzing a lot more. Like our defense is just looking so good.
I think we've been like leading the league in sacks since like week 2. Like we've been doing great recently, or maybe like week 3, something like that. But
it's been great to watch. I got Chicago Bears at Arizona. We got a pick'em game here. It's Arizona's favorite by 1 point, and the total is 44.5.
Still no game in this one. No pick in this one.
Have you picked anything yet?
Yeah, I picked my my underdog Cleveland. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, I do. Yeah, the Winston.
I say that, but all my picks are coming up back to back here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got one next pick too. But in this game, I don't know. Like Rye's big on betting for the Cardinals, and it seems to have been working for him. It's Chicago's coming off of a gut wrenching loss too. So if I had to say right now, I probably would be leaning Cardinals on this, and I'd say the under.
Yeah, I'm slightly. I didn't bet the Cardinals because I'm slightly scared of the Chicago defense there, just
Hmm.
possibly being able to hold them down enough. And Chicago's going to be able to score here a little bit on the Arizona defense. I don't mind the over here as well.
Okay.
I think this could be mid-20s game.
Next game, I got one.
All right, I got Detroit -3.5 in Green Bay, over under 48.5 points. My pick here is going to be the over. Both teams have hit the over more than not and can often score. They're getting upwards of 30 plus points. I mean, Detroit hit 52 last week by themselves.
I don't think I've missed an over with the Lions. I'm taking the over as well.
Nice. Let's
They
go.
just put up points. Like
Yeah,
there was crazy stats about last week's game. They put up like what was it, like almost how many? They had 37 points. And I think 60 yards of offense at half. Like
yeah, that's what I
they
mean.
just get touchdowns.
Even when your special teams are rolling like that, you can also just put up points. I mean, I think they had like a punt return touchdown or like a 90-some yard punt return.
They had I
like
think there was like
70-yard kick return.
three returns for like 80 plus yards, and only one of them turned to a touchdown. But then your
Yeah,
offense is getting the ball with 20 yards
yeah.
left to play with. So
And then
like
you have Jameer Gibbs run up for 70-plus yard touchdown. Like they
yeah.
can score from anywhere on the field, any moment.
And the Packers offense is hot, obviously, right now, too.
Yeah,
Jacobs has been balling out. He's dishing it out to Reed, Watson.
yeah, and obviously,
Dobbs has been showing up, too. Like, this is just a very high-velocity game. I think this is going to crush us over.
and I mean Detroit's still without Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, Tennessee was
Yeah.
only able to put up 14 points, but they're also nowhere near the level of Green Bay's offense.
No, not
So I
even
think
close.
it should be way easier for Green Bay to put up points with them.
I think that is my last pick, too.
Yep, and it is.
Yep.
I still got two more. I got my favorite and my under.
I have Los Angeles Rams at Seattle. Rams are favorite 1.5. So it looks like another pick'em game. It's a close matchup. I do like this. And the total points is 48.
Yep. So
Right.
You said pick 'em. I'm taking the Rams -1.5. Yeah, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back. I don't see any reason why this should be this close. I think I like the Rams going into the season, and then they lost their two best wide receivers, but they're both back. I mean, Puka's running all over the field last week.
Puka's going crazy.
No sign of injury, so I think another week with them back in the lineup, practice and everything. I think they're going to be able to roll this Seattle team.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I would say the Rams as well. I probably would lean over too on this.
So would I. Yep. I mean, it is an interdivisional matchup, so that part does spook me a little bit for the over. But I just think I don't know. I like these offenses.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I definitely would be leaning the Rams here.
For Sunday Night Football, we have the Colts at Minnesota. Minnesota's -5 points, over under 46.5. Indy just did bench Anthony Richardson, so it's going to be a Joe Flacco game. I'm assuming probably going to have Joe Flacco the rest of the season as they try and fight for a playoff spot. Don't know why.
I was gonna say, what happens if you do get a playoff spot? Are you still gonna ride with Flacco? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you have to. But, at that point, you're probably not
What are
going to
you
do
doing,
anything.
Andrew
So you're just, some of these teams trying to do that, you're just going to hurt your draft pick. You're not going to make any noise in the playoffs. You should know that you're not that good of a team. I mean,
Right.
maybe they're just trying to sell tickets and make money that way. I guess I can't really blame them for that and just trying to make competitive football. But I don't know.
yeah, but I think you'd be better off if you are locking in with AR, don't ball out there. Like, don't try to win the rest of the season and get him help, get him better options, get him a better line. Like, do stuff to help your team. And honestly, pushing up for a playoff when you know you're not gonna do anything late.
Yeah.
All you're doing is hurting your quality
Yeah.
draft picks.
Well, that's my thought. I mean, I'm kind of getting to the point where I think we've seen enough Anthony Richardson. I liked him going into the season, but he's been terrible.
He's all-time bad stats right now.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said,
I think completion percentage is
the worst
some of the
of the
worst we've seen in
Yeah.
years.
I think I think at some point it was the worst you could have possibly had.
Yeah.
I mean, he's worse than Braden Whedon and some of those Ryan Leaf. But yeah, I mean, I'm taking the under here, under 46.5 points. Joe Flacco, that part does spook me a little bit.
And
but,
the Vikings put up points.
But they have been hitting, they both have had issues hitting the over. I think both are above 50%, around 60% hitting the under this year. So I think
Vikings did just get T.J. Hawkinson back too. Okay. He's a top tier tight end.
But I think once they'll get up, they'll just start running the ball. I mean, we already ran through the games. We made the pick. I can't go off it now. You can't tell me out.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I was pumped to see T.J. Hawkinson's an awesome player. I'm hyped to see him back.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna be fun. I like the Brian Flores defense. I think he's gonna be able to keep the Colts from scoring. So I mean,
46 and a half is a good amount of points. It's not a bad
Minnesota
pick.
Minnesota can go off as long as they keep Indy to 0.
Yeah, that's all you need is a shutout.
Yeah, that's all I need. Unless they put up Detroit 52 points.
Yeah. Monday night game. I got the Bucks versus the Chiefs. Bucks obviously still without their 1-2, but so the Chiefs are favorites by 8.5, and we're looking at 45.5 total points.
Thought about taking the Chiefs here minus 8.5, but was like I said,
They don't
Tampa
blow
Bay
out
looked
anybody.
yeah, and Tampa Bay looked way better than they should have last week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs defense looked great this week, though. Like, Chiefs defense has been doing solid.
Yeah, but I
which
think
is
they
the only
were in
thing
a
that
close.
would make me lean the other way.
But they were in a
is that,
close
like,
game with like the Raiders, weren't they?
Yeah, but they held them 17 points. It was only close because they couldn't put up any points. I think they gave them like 6 field
27-20.
goals.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking like for like the 8.5. Like I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the over under.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you that like my only worry is without like the Bucks offense looked great, but against a stout defense, I think they could have more issues. But I mean, like I said, I don't know. Like the Chiefs aren't putting up a lot of points either.
Yeah.
I kind of think I would lean 8.5, honestly, or plus 8.5. 8.5 doesn't give you an answer. The Bucks plus 8.5.
I mean, Kate Otten looked really good last week. I think he had 2 touchdowns. I'm just not sure if they're gonna be able to do it again. So I think I might just go with Kansas City here minus 8.5
I really think they would only need 2 touchdowns
to win.
I'm saying with how much the Chiefs are putting
up.
up.
I see.
I don't think they would need much more than like 2 touchdowns and a field goal or so, and they're going to cover 8.5. The Chiefs haven't been putting up that much points.
I mean, I think they at least get to like mid to high 20s. So I think you're going to need like 3 scores at least from Tampa Bay.
2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. I think you can cover a good amount of the 20s. We'll see. I think I'm leaning Bucks here 8.5, and I think the under for sure 45.5.
Yeah, I like the under.
Want to spin that wang?
Yeah. Back to the wheel. First pick. We got the favorite for the wheel is going to be Rams minus 1.5 at Seattle with me.
There you go.
I don't really know how I feel about getting the wheels picks or not. I feel like it goes 2-2 a lot. It also goes 1-3. Under the it's picking the Panthers plus 7.5 at home against New Orleans.
Right? Plus 5.5. I'm looking at right now. Wait, no, that's a different game. Sorry. Apologies. 7.5.
All right, the over. Gonna go with. Let's see. Rams Seattle. It's got a little twofer in that game.
Jeez.
Let me see. That was 48. Over 48. All right. Under, and the final pick for the wheel for week 9. It's got Las Vegas at Cincinnati.
46.5.
Okay. I think we both picked the over in that one. All right, to recap our Week 9 NFL picks, my favorite of the week is going to be the Los Angeles Rams minus 1.5 at Seattle against the Seahawks. My dog is going to be the Cleveland Browns plus 1.5 at home against the Chargers. My over is going to be Detroit Lions at Green Bay over 48.5, and my under is the Indianapolis Colts at Minnesota under 46.5.
All right, my picks are going to be I have the Commanders minus 3.5 at New York Giants. I have the Cowboys plus 3 against the Falcons in Atlanta. I have the over of Detroit Lions and Packers with Ryan of 48.5, and then I have the under of Saints Panthers 43.5.
And quick for the wheel, its favorite is the Rams minus 1.5 in Seattle with me. Its dog is the Carolina Panthers plus 7.5 at home against the Saints. Its over is the Rams Seattle over 48, and the under is the Raiders Bengals under 46.5.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure, again, you like, subscribe, support the podcast any way you can. Give us a like, comment. We reply to all the comments that we see, and we love the interaction with you guys, even if you're dogging on us.
It's probably the best time, actually. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So if our Thursday night parlay loses, be sure to tell us why we're wrong.
Why we suck. We can't win a single parlay on Thursday night.
We're hitting this one now. We're good.
Yeah.
Maybe back-to-back 4-0 weeks. And I'll go up to 22-14. It'd be nice.
All right. Good luck with all your picks. Good luck with your teams that you're supporting, and have a great week,
Except for the
guys.
Cowboys. Screw the Cowboys.